The first one is God's will. That comes from my religion. In life, we are given the purpose, and we let our religion be the purpose of our life. And because in our religion there's God's will, but there's also choices that we are given. Even though there are things that are decreed for you, you have the choices because there are so many different paths. But there are certain things that don't change, and that's death. That's God's will. You will die, but you don't know how you will die, and you don't know when you will die. And we are also given the choice to either choose to follow this religion or not. So if when we choose to follow this religion, that means we're gonna learn about it. That's where the knowledge is coming in. And then when we learn about it, our religion mostly is about forgiveness, forgiving others and learning in life. So when we learn to forgive. When we learn to have hope in God. So that is how my top three come in becomes my values. I like having a purpose in life, whether be it in knowledge, whether be it in other things. I know clearly what I want and I go after it. I am also somebody that forgets stuff a lot. So I like that about myself because I don't hold on to things. There are little things that happen in life and I don't take it personally because it's life. And I also like about not giving up in life because I tried getting my bachelor's degree just like everybody else, 4 years, but that was not possible for me. But I never gave up in going to school. And I went and I got my bachelor's. That's a great achievement. If I would have given up in the middle, I wouldn't have been able to get it. So I like not giving up on things in life, even if I have to do it multiple times. There's always something to learn. So, our purpose in life is to worship God, and that comes explicitly clear in our religion. And by knowing that, it doesn't matter what I need to do for like worldly life achievement. I know that I have a purpose, and that was God created me to worship Him. But I chose to accept it. So that purpose is clear. Then there comes where I have to learn what to do to achieve that. Everybody is in different pace of life, where some people are faster at achieving that perfection in their religion, some people are not. But knowing that God accepts all of us in our different pace in life, that helps me because then I can mess up and try again. I'm very much independent. Yeah, I do not, it's not a good thing to not rely on people all the time, but I also don't have this high expectations that somebody is going to come save me. I will try to do it myself, and if I don't know how to do it, I will go find help. And I like that about myself. I also like that I can just get up and go. Like, I do not wait. I try to be punctual in the things that I do. So, but I also set boundaries within myself that it's okay not to get it all done by yourself. It's okay to get help. So I like that about myself. So to me, beautiful doesn't always come in physical appearance. It's your compassion towards others, your helpfulness towards others, your tolerance towards others is mostly what that your inner character that you display is being the same inside and out is what I think beautiful means to me. There are times in my life where I did not realize, but when I was purely just trying to achieve the most in my religion, I felt the most beautiful. Even though I am covered, I felt the most beautiful. And I felt that nothing in the world can touch me. Some people say I am very independent, generous, kind, um, short. There are times when I don't think the way people perceive me is who I am because I am also very opinionated. I am also very much for women independent and women's being empowered. I'm I'm not timid. I might be shy a little bit, but until I get to know you, then after I get to know you, you'll see that I'm very much strongly opinionated, and that comes from my mom. She's very opinionated, but yeah. My mom's cooking. We make a lot of rice in our house, and it doesn't always smell the same as everybody else. So when I see my mom in the kitchen cooking and I smell that aroma and that garlic and like cilantros, that is happiness for me. Yeah, I remember in like high school when my mom used to be a stay-at-home mom, and she didn't used to work, but she works now, so she used to cook a lot. And every time I walk in the door, I would that smell would hit me. And there are times in the weekend where she would be praising God while in the kitchen, and the smell of it comes all the way upstairs. And that is, our family was peaceful and everybody was laughing. We weren't adults, we were kids, so we were pretty much happy. That is the way I see happiness. Like, if I say the way I associate with people, it would be pink, cheerful, bright. Yeah, I like to laugh and enjoy the moment. So I think pink would be the best one that suits me. I like dusty pink. That's a little more calmer than the bright pink. When I was a child, I really didn't have much hope. Well, I wouldn't say hope, but my culture taught me that a woman's role in life is getting married and having kids. Um, but that changed as I grew up because, as you can see, I'm almost 30 and I don't have kids. And it's not a bad thing not to be married, but it's just the standard that our culture puts on us to be married right out of high school. It's not for me. And I realized that after I started going to college, there are many things I need to learn, and I didn't know fully who I was. When I was young, this is the way I was thinking: go to college, finish 4 years, get married, have kids. That was it. Now I have so many goals and dreams that I want to accomplish, and I hope to do that. As I was working in a warehouse with full of adults as a 19-year-old, I found out things that I did not like the way their life turned out. Even though it's not my life, I'm like, oh, that's not what I want. So as I started going to college, I found out that I can have a different way of life than what my culture's norm is. And my culture's norm is not the standard in America. So I'm like, I don't have to be married. I have a job. I can provide for myself. What do I need a man for? So, uh, yeah. And then as time went on, pressure from family comes. It's not the greatest because they're the older generation's idea of a successful woman is having kids and having a husband, but that is not what I define myself as a woman, because men should be adding to enhance their partner. But in our culture, being a married woman is literally being a single mother with a live-in husband. That is the way I see that's happening, and that's not what I wanted. So I told my mom, I'm like, I'm not gonna just marry anybody you bring me or anybody you think is good for me. I will pick who I think is best for me and my values and who's compatible with me. So as you can see, I'm 30 and I graduated from college. Haven't found a job yet, but it'll get there because I'm taking it one step at a time. Um, my mom taught me that so in my family there's no like men in the kitchen, woman in the kitchen, men go out to work. Our family, men and women cook and clean. That's what I'm used to. So my mom always tells me, like, even though you are a woman, you don't have to depend on people to make sure your house bill is paid. If you need to, you go get a job and get it done yourself. So the independence comes from my mom because she always had a job, some kind of job throughout her life, and all of my sisters are like that. And my one of my thing is, when I'm looking for a spouse, I need to make sure they have the life essential skills, which is taking care of yourself. I am not gonna do that. And that is what I learned from my mom, because my dad, we don't give him food. He gets it himself. My dad is the one that gives advice more, like, hey, you might have not thought about it this way. How about you try a different approach? And my mom is like, my way or the highway. So it complements each other. And that's where I got my never leave your job. You're always gonna want to do something different, and it's okay, but don't be without a job and just settle at home. So I have a lot of support, and I intently chose who I became friends with. And even though my family gives a lot of support, I'm closer with my friends because I tell them personal things that I don't tell my family. And sometimes my friends give more support to me by, like, my cousin would tell me, oh, come over, I'll make you breakfast, or just come over if you want to talk. And we just talk about random things. That is support for me to take my mind off of things. When I was in college and there were hard days where I did not want to do my assignment, my cousin be like, okay, come over. I can try to help you as much as I can, even though she wasn't helpful. But that is what I call support. I took a break from college. It was my best friend from college that said, hey, semester is starting. You need to go to college. And then when something happened in her life, I would be like, you need to go to college, because we both took a break and we were each other's support. Our family dynamic might be different, but there's a lot of things we have in common. and we were mostly the breadwinner of the house for a little bit of time. And that puts a lot of burdens on us, and we were very stressed and depressed. So by just taking a walk at the park with a chai tea, that is what I call support. So before I learned about self-care and stuff, I would just sleep. Sleep was my go-to when I'm stressed or depressed. But when it comes by tackling a situation, I have a lot of anxiety. So as when I start talking to my friends, I get a lot of clarity, and then I take it one step at a time. Oh, I changed a lot. I was very naive and didn't know anything. And my first job out of high school, was a warehouse full of adults. Because in high school, the teachers are like, you can't cuss. So I was a little bit shocked by that culture in the warehouse. And that helped me see things differently and see the adult world, even though it was a shock. Like I was just bombarded with that. So after working there for a very long time, I found myself to be committed because I worked there for 8 years. No matter how much difficult the job was, I went there every day. So I am committed to that. I was stuck for a while, like being just on the same job, meeting the same people. And then a lot of things changed for me. And then that helped me mature in a different way because I just didn't want to. I started going to the social work program and I started learning about myself. That helped me more than anything else. So I matured about as a woman, and I, even though my core values didn't change, my mind became more open, and I listened to people's story. Even though I am not living that kind of life, it's like difficult for me to even imagine living that kind of life. I'm like, what did they go through that put them there? So it helps me start question myself. Oh, am I able to help this person? Will I be able to connect to this person even though we have polar opposite lives? And there are things in the world that I don't know about. My knowledge is very small, so um, I take the initiative to learn and to ask questions. I'm very much grateful that I got to graduate from college debt free because there is scholarship, financial aid that I applied for. And also, like, there were so many obstacles on the way that made it seem like I will never be able to finish this. But by tackling each obstacle, I was able to accomplish. It might not be a big deal to somebody, but it's huge deal to me. What makes me a whole is my religion. Just by striving every day to accomplish the 5 daily prayers, that makes me happy. And being able to be around my family and being just living in the moment. You know, I want to be remembered as somebody that is different, but also can be able to try to understand people. And I am a Black Muslim woman who is from Somalia, and but that doesn't mean we're that much different. Even though we have our own difference of opinion in like between Somali and Somali Bantu, when you go outside and somebody attacks somebody that looks like Somali, we're like, we don't care about our differences. You can't attack one of us. I like that about our people. So